Kevin Yates from Yates Performance Training Academy. So I'm back today with another episode of the fat loss mistakes most guys make. So today we're going to talk about another big mistake, but it's something that you already know about. It's called consistency. All right, but what I'm talking about, it goes a lot deeper than just knowing, okay, let's see, I need to be, working out more days, I need to eat better, I need to maybe drink more water, whatever it is. The problem is that we lose consistency because let's look at our everyday lives. We're in this whirlwind of a life most of the time where we're working, maybe you're working 50, 60 hours a week. Maybe you've got the pressure of meeting job deadlines all the time. You've got business meetings, business lunches, maybe travel. And on top of that, maybe you've got family obligations. And it just leaves you wondering, how in the world do I find the time to stay consistent with my diet and exercise program? Well, we're going to look at a simple 5-step solution that I use. It's a process that I use with my clients, and I call it breaking the chains. So basically, what we're looking at, this is similar to being in an event like a 400-meter sprint where the winner gets $1 million prize, and then the gun sounds off, boom, and you're determined to win that prize, and the gun sounds off and you go, and everyone takes off, but you're barely moving, right? You're trying as hard as you can, but you can barely move. And you look down and you notice that you've got these big, huge, heavy chains shackled to your legs, your feet, your arms, and your hips, and every part of your body, and it's holding you back. And you can try as hard as you want to move those chains, but it's going to take you forever to get to the finish line. So the easiest thing would be to break the chains, right? Well, it's the same thing when we're trying to find consistency with our diet and exercise programs. We've got to break the chains. There are chains that are holding you back. And until you identify what they are, you're going to keep repeating the same vicious cycle and never really understanding why you can't be consistent. And then it's always about, well, I got too much work, or I've got family things, or I've got this, or I've got that. Well, once we break those chains, it's a lot easier to maintain the consistency, okay? Because you start to find ways to do it. So the 5-step process, one, is you got to identify the chains. So identify in each of these 3 areas: nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle. What are the chains holding you back? Nothing general, all right? Try and get very, very specific so you gain. Secondly, you want to identify how each of those chains is holding you back. Now get very, very specific. How exactly? If you're eating fast food 3 days out of your week, how is that keeping you from achieving your goals? What is it doing exactly to you? If you are skipping workouts, how is that holding you back? What are you not going to get by that happening to you? Get really, really detailed on this, okay? The third thing you want to do is identify the trigger for each chain. So what is it within you that triggers it? If you go off on the weekends and you go pig out, on pizza or burgers or whatever it might be, what causes it? So is there an emotional trigger that's happening, right? Is there a certain mood that you have? Do you get angry and go? Do you get happy and go? Do you get depressed and go? Is there a mental trigger? Is it something that maybe you see or thoughts that you have going on in your head over and over that triggers it? Is it a physical thing? Is there intense cravings that you have that drive you to it? Identify each trigger, okay? This is going to help you get very, very clear on what's holding you back, how it's holding you back, and what's triggering it. So then what you want to do, we're going to take it one step further. You're going to identify then, step 4, the conversation that goes on in your head. What is it that you're telling yourself that justifies being inconsistent? What justifies you eating the dessert when you're not supposed to? What justifies you skipping the workout when you're not supposed to? Identify the conversation that you're telling yourself and make sure that you get very, very clear on that and identify that. That's really going to help. Because now, once you have all these pieces in place, you're like laying all the cards out on the table. Now you can develop step 5, which is identify a solution. So when that trigger goes off and that conversation starts in your head and you're ready to go and blow the diet or skip the workout or whatever it might be, identify an alternative, a solution that's going to pull you back on track. So basically, what this whole process does is you start to sense when you're being pulled off track, and now you put a solution in place that says, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. I recognize what's going on here. I don't want to do that. What do I have here? Well, I've got a solution here. So I'm going to pull myself back, and I'm going to choose this this solution versus this one over here. So now you empower yourself with a solution rather than being stuck in a situation where that trigger's going off, that conversation's going on in your head, and then you're just reacting to the situation because you really don't have a solution in place for it. Or you just don't even recognize what's going on. You're just reacting, right, according to what's happening. Okay, so that's your 5-step solution to finding consistency, and it's just basically breaking those chains. So go ahead and go through that and break those chains. Let me know if this helps you, how it helps you, and then I'll be back with some more next time in this series. Until then, take care.